Hi there, today is Sunday, July the 12th, 2020, and another week has passed, and I'm here to present to you another term on cultural theory. Today, we're going to look at what a commodity is. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We all know too well Karl Marx's point of view on the concept of capitalism and where commodity fits within this. Commodity more or less is simply an object or a service which is made by a producer, not for the consumption of the producer, but by the consumption of the proletariat for exchange or market. So it's nothing to do with the producer making an item to consume themselves, but more or less to take it to the market for other persons, which in this case Karl Marx would have described as the proletariat, to be part of the consumerist process. So more or less Karl Marx's point of view on this speaks to the fact that commodities, this is his most basic lead-in or explanation into his more or less attack on capitalism, because it really looks at the fact that commodities are produced for the or at the expense or for the exploitation of the proletariat or the persons on the consumerist end, and not on the producer's end. The producer would perhaps produce as many commodities as they possibly can in terms of making or gaining wealth or some form of benefit at the expense of the proletariat. So this leads right into the other concept of what commodity fetishism is, and in my next video I will look at that in terms of moving on from the basic definition of commodity, and we will look at commodity fetishism, because it's quite an interesting topic which commodity itself sets up to look at. So today is Sunday, July the 12th, 2020, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you for listening in with me, and I hope that I could get some feedback with you on this concept of what commodity means to you, because this is something that we take for granted. I personally, when I go to the supermarket, I go to the movies, or wherever, I take it for granted that purchasing a watch, purchasing some shoes would more or less would have been buying into this concept. And again, as I mentioned, it's deeply rooted into the fact that all of these things we take for granted in everyday life, in everyday consumerist life, points back to some form of theory or concept within a discipline such as cultural studies or sociology or aesthetics for this matter. So I just wanted to bring this to the forum that we can have a wonderful discussion on these concepts, and at least become aware as individuals alike where these things would have come from, or the fact that they're always rooted in some form of meaning and things that we often take for granted.